Welcome to Cabo Properties YouTube channel.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to another edition of the Breakfast Show, where they come to you live from Liberty Online TV, where they stream on Facebook, YouTube, and also on our website, where they powered by Orange Sierra Leone. Where they bring this edition of the Breakfast Show come to you this Thursday morning. Mina Khadija Bangura.
And Mina Mabel Kaba, good morning. Inside this Thursday edition of the Breakfast Show, with the challenges where the energy sector don't face under the Bio-led administration, we all know say President Bio na the post may act on the capacity as Minister of Energy. But it be done set up an presidential initiative on climate change, renewable energy and food security. Well, waiting this particular presidential initiative done the do. Today na the program where they can get updates from the energy sector lead, when a Honorable Dr. Kande Kole Yumkella, where they can tell we under in leadership waiting they don't put in place for ensure say Salon gets sustainable and efficient energy.
Good morning, Honorable, and a pleasure for host you this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right, so don't tell with viewers them, you don't take over the energy sector, and you take over this sector at a time where it's really challenging. We see the predecessor, where been in this sector for over 6 years, tender resignation, and His Excellency say, okay, I know there are points, nobody else will be the minister, let me supersede this ministry. But even with His Excellency sitting at the helm of affairs, things were difficult. It brings you on board as an expert, somebody who don't be in this sector for a very long time. Firstly, at how bad things were, why you take up this task?
Thank you very much. Indeed, His Excellency the President asked me for this sector lead and assumed the role September 1 last year. If you listen the independence speech of the President, he say in your determination now for address the structural and systemic problem then at the energy sector. That be a very important statement then that one day. Because energy in a complex system we get generation, transmission and distribution. And all them three things and you get for billion. Every country now over a decade you the billion. You they continuously add because population they increase, business then they expand, the economy they expand, demand always they go up, and you need for maintain them. So if you not bill them, you know they're available. And so what we get at the country is the following. We not ever they get enough power, and the one way we they get expensive. So we get a problem. We not get enough, then the one way they idea. So we they try for address all that one day at the same time. Also, number two, for 20 years we don't for emergency power. If you remember where Pakaba they left, some of you guys are much younger, where they left we begin joke say, oh, get Kaba Tiger, then generator there. Yeah, because in SEFCAM, he tried for fix them after the war, a lot of things were destroyed, try for fix them, but where they left energy emergency been there. So by the time President Nkrumah take over, you get what we call income electric, then bring generator, then quick. When SEF they left, now he bring two ships, Agreco and Kapower, which means the emergency situation not done. Then we SEF inherit and continue. So number one, we want to break that cycle of emergency. Two, number three, another indicator I want to give you. 15 years ago, the customer base for Edson about 150,000 customers. Today now about 400,000. This now, it not include the illegal one they won't know. Something a double safe. So it not even do. Freetown, for example, need 130 megawatts at least now. Wait till we set now the country. Now almost 40 years. And Uda can finish now President Nkrumah. But all other governments being here for add. So I want to underline say, you know the fix and quick. In we own case now that's what we want to do. We want for build some systems now, but we left a plan where successive governments go add pan. Now so then do na Ghana, now so then do na Kenya, Tanzania. Every government for add more. And continuous advocacy now why we they do and where we don't get a plan day, we want let you sabiam, media and others. so that una go make sure say the other government then we get for calm, then all they add, because it takes decades to build the power stations, for take transmission line then 300 kilometers, 400 kilometers. Sometimes they look them wire and they will not even think, so, but wait, how did they put them wire here from all the way Bumbuna can Freetown? Right now, one transmission line we get in a salon. One. Then days here we get big scare. Behind old school, somebody they make road. They go begin, then the bulldozer then walk. They pull almost one hang. If that they been caught, would they sit on a Freetown for months, or not they get light. So this is how vulnerable we are. We've depended on emergency power. We've not built enough capacity. We've not invested our money in it. If you take like education, when President Bio make a flag, the flagship, he make a decision for add more budget. I think we can talk say 22% of the revenues. We do the same for health because human capital was the lead. Now we don't do the same for agriculture. What is interesting is all require energy systems for let them work well. And World Bank don't give you reports, including last October. They say the biggest constraint on the growth of the economy, a lack of affordable, reliable energy. Then they are able to hold line. Well, I thought, they call me. I said, now you go make a day inside the sector. He say yes. He said, we too. And that is what gave me the confidence that INSEF say, they take them, they put in political capital, in leadership and direction, say, Lord, do one together, because there are tough decisions to make. And we need the Minister of Finance, because this is about money. This is about investing in the system. It is also about reforms. EDSA gets a lot of challenges. I will talk about some of which we want to do with EDSA, but you ask me waiting at the situation. And since me take over, before I take over, remember at that time minister resigned, at that time president dismissed the board of EDSA, dismissed the board of EGTC. So say it was a crisis already in May 2024. So from that 10 day to today, 30 day, every 2-3 months we get crisis.
What's been take away the scare, because just then saying the things were bad, not so secret. Then His Excellency the President called you say, Dr. Kalne Kole Yumkella can't sit at the end of affairs with all waiting be the happen, complaints, blackout here and there, huge areas for pay, car power. But you say, let me shoulder it on.
The reason is, at my age, and which I don't do around the world, there is a time where you look a major problem, you need a captain. So I tell President, say, okay, I go do one. I know say a bad name, I know say difficult, but I have the knowledge. I get the international networks. We know how to fix them here. I don't go to countries where the young been bad past this maybe 30 years ago, and then population are like double, triple we on. But then solver. What you need, number one, political will. Every energy system around the world get vested interest. People then they will get interest, financial, economic interest in every part of energy. Whether in a meter, whether in a generation, then get interest, whether in a fuel. For deal with that kind economic and personal financial interest, very difficult. Number two, the key decisions you have to take to say, no, I want you take that money that you put an eye, because in 2 years, we will get benefits, we will spread all across the economy. Those are hard decisions because money no day. And I see the difference we make, where the minister, we take certain decisions. For example, and one of the good things that we say, I want to meet with all una. All the leadership of energy. So when I remember November last year, and I do retreat. Me take over September. We go sit on the half a day with we take 2 o'clock. We develop short-term plan, medium-term plan, long-term plan. We all which we agree on. We set targets. For example, we tell and say, look, we'll get generator then at the country. With Japan give we, some other European government then give we. From where we use and ten reach for do servicing, we not service again. You just sit down. And like we get motor car, just because you need for change the oil, you say you sit down first, like they go take another vehicle. So number one is when I repair all the machine then where we get, because they are solid machines. Just wait till you be needing repairs. But for repair, you need money. So right there on that day, and that's the thing about leadership and political will. They say, yes, they need 2.3 million euros for this. I want Minister of Finance, you make it available. This one I need 700,000. And guess what? By January, we don't make the one then at Kintom start. Right now, we dey try for do the repairs for the one then Blackwell Road. That's 25 megawatts. 50% of waiting car power they give away.
Apart from you say the president force Leone starts, we get for do it repairing the machines then they. You don't explain to the public waiting you inherit. And one thing where I believe say then go on for no like you say on been get a it to sound go discuss waiting need for be done for improve on salon energy sector. There must be a roadmap because you just can't think say I want to make a change. Like you said, the change not gonna happen one time. For the public for no, waiting exactly day na this roadmap where una don't develop for go through. You already don't say there is a short term, mid term, and the one day winner for the future. Take me through that day where you break them down, then we can go into the rest.
Excellent. I've been on to a big press conference that November day, but I repeat them again. Yeah, for the short term, we sit down with President, Finance Minister, VP, Chief Minister, say waiting we need for do first of all for increased supply generation because we not get enough. Let repair we machines immediately. Let we also try for buy more power from we neighbor them because it's cheaper, 17 cents, 16 cents. Let we buy cheaper power because the transmission line don't day. That transmission line take the 4 countries almost 20 years for bill. It say don't they let we buy cheaper energy. Yeah. Number 3. Let we look then debts here where we they owe other the suppliers. How we go restructure that debt today for make sure say we they pay some of them suppliers. So in the short term, we put a target say if we repair their machine, yeah. Number 2, he say can there some project then they we don't delay. He knew them, yeah. He knew them. He said go check for me in Newton. Go check for me one other project then called Respite. It don't delay by 1 year. I want to let you fast track implementation of some of them projects here. We've been getting a project in Bo Kenema transmission. In don't delay 4 years. He said, I want to let you jump in. Make sure say then one way for the contractors, everybody and they do it. 7 towns. It be not get a program where the 7 towns, it make them put generator in there. For 2 years, they were not on. He said, I want to let you jump in. So we identify existing projects. I want to give me predecessors then credit because it takes time to build them. So these were things that were done. He said, so identify the one that we've been there, we know they move. Why they know they move? Now procurement they delay, now just or human factor, or just lack of supervision. So what we've done since then, so okay, done at the short term, right? The medium term, he said, I want to let you find investors then for can invest in projects where we know say go then go finish in about 2-3 years. Then for the long term, develop a plan now. How will they come off from this situation? Maybe in 10 years, who say we they can do? So the short term, we don't repair Kintom. The repairs of Blackwell Road, they in progress. Number 3, these other projects where they Newton, we for give 36 megawatts into Freetown by God in grace, January, February, or March, we will commission that one day. Yeah, that one day again will give it 36 megawatts into Freetown. Then they give 10 megawatts to Lunge, yeah, for the airport, for the community, and so on. Those are all on track. There's a third project when Skatec release, that one in IFC, the finance and Skatec, na a Norwegian company. When SEF been done day in progress, the negotiations they been done day on. That one they SEF, unfortunately, in don't delay even more now because the negotiations are very slow for now. We get some technical team there and contribution where government for make who not mobilize it. That one they say na 40 megawatts na Kamakuye. Maybe then go drop 2-3 megawatts na Kamakuye, Makeni, but the balance for Can Freetown. If you look that package there, it means say by first quarter next year, we add 52 megawatts to Freetown. Yeah? 52 megawatts, you put her in context, now waiting car power they give it. So we say they generate that one day for we self now with we own assets. What again we do, you know, say recently I go Guinea. We've been done already, they send trip missions in Guinea for negotiate with them. Then energy cheap. Then get 2 big dam then we then build in the last 5-6 years. You know, affordably then build them. But then get surplus power. We've been done begin go Guinea before Liberia. Now Liberia they get 30 megawatts from there. Guinea-Bissau about 20-25. Burkina Faso self they can begin get 25. Even Gambia they buy from there. So we self, thank God, in the last 3 weeks, they don't begin supply with 15 megawatts. And we need then supply, then they tell we other project then, the medium-term project then kick in. And the medium-term project there, as I mentioned now, Kamakwie, possibly 40 megawatts. Kono, with the try for get financial close by March next year, another 50 megawatts from there, again solar, yeah? The Nant project, that gas project na Kisi, then safe likely now for putting 50 to 60 megawatts by December 2026. So in Freetown in particular, we could triple the amount of supply with the kind inside Freetown.
Not just take you back to buying energy cheaper, where I believe now one of the reasons we make una go get a contract with Guinea. And after that particular agreement where you been go sign, a lot of concerns been come, especially from indigenous we get for do the situation at Yenga. For so many of them, this not to be a good bargain because already there is this land dispute between Salone and Guinea for a claim Yenga. As the energy sector lead and somebody will lead the team for Ghana Guinea, was this a good bargain for Salone, especially with that outstanding issue na Yenga?
You get the political problems, you get economic integration. Yeah, economic integration for Africa is key. That in a field where no, a thing where I do advocate for 30 years around the world about intra-regional trade, inter-regional trade in commodities, now in energy. The vision of Africa, which we call Agenda 2064, yeah, for the African Union, one of the key pillars, now one energy market for Africa. This now waiting other regions they do, European Union, and they trade energy amongst each other because all man get different energy endowments. Yeah, ECOWAS, we already the West Africa power pool, we get the transmission line. So there's the political problem, but the economic relationships. I am confident. I've been chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee in a parliament. Yeah, I mean, first year. And I looked at Yenga. I had my own recommendations I gave. If we've been doing that 10 day, I sure say by now we know they get issues. Why? I look waiting Obasanjo then do for Cameroon and Nigeria when they get in dispute. What Kofi Annan did with them. I suggest to colleagues, I said that's what we should do with Yenga. This way we will one do and half, you know, they work. If they ask me opinion, I go give. Because yes, I was in multilateral before. I know some of them and they my friend. At that time, my friend was vice president of the International Court of Justice. Personal friend. Where we all in NIB, we legal advisor in the UN. He was vice president, Akola. I said, what do you think? He said, there's only one way to do it, arbitration. That's our job. We had a friend then. But anyway, all man getting your opinion on how to deal with that. There are times when you reach a point where you want to get that kind of militaristic confrontation, you take another method. The method where we don't use for 20, 25 years won't work. Because I saw it, what Kofi Annan did with Cameroon and Nigeria. We could use the same formula, but they'll shift back. We relationship with Guinea very crucial. We don't see how we connected. Now like twins. In many cases, mutual economic relations and benefits can ensure that you have mutual security as well. That's the philosophy in the European Union. It's the same philosophy for us for Mano River Union. Now that make we leaders then create that union. Then be one level get common naval service, yeah, common security arrangements for mutual security. A lot of economic arrangements. Even there is even a plan for a Mano River, joint Mano River Union dam where we for bill for supply we country then power. I am convinced that this relationship, economic relationship, the more we see how much we economic relationship they're important, the more we go also get better cooperation on security. So there was no conflict in what I had to do.
Doctor, let me talk about the car power ship, the big elephants in the room.
Yes, indeed.
We see say when I've been take the bold decision, say when I not renew the contract of the car power ship anymore, in as much as things been bad, but with the repairs and maintenance way una been do on some infrastructure them, according to the information una put out there, be done there for long, they not get the repair and maintenance then they. Things not be that bad. Una be they do load shedding. Some areas be they get lights, even though the car power be done cut off. Then just be they send 6 megawatts for some essential facility them. But again, una go back and give them 1 year contract with negotiation and review on the terms of the contract. And this same car power, now one way institution like the World Bank, they frown at because of the heavy money where they inside. We go na the IMF World Bank spring meetings this April. That conversation be there at the center. They even advise, say, why not buy power from Guinea? Because Guinea, they sell at a cheaper rate. With all of these things, earlier you talk about interest. Everybody get your interest in the car power ship. What to make una go back to car power?
I'm glad you give context well. And a good way you said in the Washington, where you know some of the conversations then behind the scenes. From where I take over, I always talk about energy transition. Transition, like come on at this state, you can another level, another state. It take time. The announcement where I make to the public, yeah, on that fateful day, say on a radio blackout they come. It was because indeed, when you go from 50 megawatts to 6 megawatts, now big drop. And put her in context, the same thing happened April, May last year. Not so? Then they on the blackouts can 3 days. All man feel them. Where they make the announcement, they begin them. If you go back to the video, I say we were in negotiations for a 1 year contract. Remember, first now being 1, 2 year, they go 5 year. Of course, there were conversations about 3 years. Yeah? President and me, when we analyze everything, we always don't say, no, we need the 1 year. Whatever we do, for let we able to put the projects in place. And be rest assured, I also go behind the scenes and consult with some of the multilaterals. I say, hey, here is our reality. Here's where we are with the projects. Here's where we're going. I say, so what do you think? Because I get me networks. I say, what do you think we should do? What is the right pathway? They say, whatever you do to ensure that you have a smooth transition, something we can call a soft landing in economics. You need to keep them for a little while. So we get a mutual understanding. And let me put it in context. They've done well, 8 years. Because we're not billion. If you're not billion, somebody they supply, you tell and thank you. So in this respect, they've done well for us. But we can't afford it. You don't hear the conversations. That's the reality. If you don't pay over 300 million for a service, dollars, then you owe 70 million. Then every year the debts they go up by another 20 million. The interest rate high. It's a problem. Now suffer posh. They make like you gentry, but you don't get. And they go into debt. So what we have is not a bad transition. Instead of 3 years, you do 1 year. Instead of 16% interest, you do 12. But you say something very important. We demonstrated that our people are willing to make a little sacrifice till the bigger solutions come. That load shedding way we do give me experience. Because sometimes even in challenges you learn. Because people say, if you mistake, and you hear all of this way they make hard decision. But then we tested it because we were on the crisis. In fact, wait you don't know that much to me with the dry season on Tranga. We get for lobby politically bien na Côte d'Ivoire. President self calling company said yeah, send we some more. Because we owe themselves 24 million. Then cut down then say from 27, then begin give with 7 and then go 15. We get for call and said yeah, wanna give we small more. Again, just for buy time. Because we know bill and like we the bill host. At least then contractor don't tell me say will you float? You can't hurry. You must left under 21 days later settle. Now the same thing with anything here. If it take time for billing. If you not bill, I know the day. So this is why President the focus now say, let we build we own systems. Even when you neighbor the supplier, I give you waiting they happen right now. Côte d'Ivoire been on go up to 15, 17. Last week and last night, they inform we back, we Liberia, all my way then they sell to. Well, they reduce on our all because we want to do maintenance on we machines. So then don't go down to 5. Now God where they get the balance 15 from Guinea. Okay? So yes, we go to, we discuss, we continue with negotiation, there will be negotiation with car power. Say, we know say now, we able to withstand less power until we build we own. But we don't begin talk about a 1 year. Let we continue that conversation. But we were in a better position now where we insist on 1 year, where we also push, say, the interest rate unable. And remember, these are things I inherited.
Talking about inheriting a high interest rate, because even for people who they do petty trading, we not get experience in economics go and tell you say that was a bad deal. Buying at 20, you they sell at 18 or so. And one other major concern, even for our international donor partner them, now the great loss we EDSA they make. People they buy the lights. Citizens are paying. But outside them money there they go, we make they're not able for pay for the lights, where then they get from car power, for example, the CLSG, for example. We don't hear issues about corruption. We don't unbundle the board, do massive sacking at EDSA. We don't do investigations upon investigations. We clearly show say there are problems in EDSA. Corruption they happen at EDSA. And you sit in all of the infrastructure there where you can meet, we'll be surrounded by huge corruption. Even on our international partner they know, like the World Bank, we don't try to solve some of these problems. And then they push for privatizing the energy sector.
A good way you make a shift now, we don't talk a lot about generation. And it's like you think like the president say, okay, can they? I like all them plan here for can increase supply. But if you're not able to pay for them, no problem. So which means I want to shift your attention now to EDSA. So now they may attention there now. See where you get complex problem, if you try to do everything together, you mix up. You yourself, you're exhausted. So we compartmentalize. We spend time for really put in place now projects, attract some investors, and we're willing for can risk, they'll get generation correct. The two-sided now they can pay attention at the reform of EDSA. That one day again, some ongoing thing and they will be known day. For reform EDSA, we do a number of things. A common one collection account. EDSA get boku accounts there. World Bank don't tell we, and we day again, you spring meetings, then tell we say, look, una don't depend this thing 2 years. How long did it take for get one collection account? Una not serious, una they drag on a fit. So Yumkella, you're the new player now. We need it done. We know it can be done. If you don't know how to do it, go to Ghana. We take a commitment. Say, I assure you, we'll get it done before the end of the year. So we'll get a timetable, that single collection account, where all the money where they collect, now they go one side. We get a dashboard where all man they see the money. Number 2, we get an independent fiduciary agent, where World Bank go pay for 2 years. I am not able controller, nobody know the controller. Completely independent, like we get bank governor. They sit down there, and they say, fine. These are all the payments we should make, and we pay there on time. The balance we they left, all man know. So that one, inshallah, September, October, that will be set up. We call it a single collection account. The manual is done. Then they can do tender for, I take this company, we go manage that one day. That's one. Number 2, the privatization. That one they say do advance. Even that one, the World Bank say, look, we want to stick to the timetable. Yeah? That one day, 6 companies don't show interest. A number of them big international utilities. We for partner with EDSA for take that side. So the money then they lost. The commercial side. Yeah, customer relations, metering. This country, 15 different meter. Boku they were in a substandard. Yesterday, then they send we one from Kisi. We just blow up. So then they people don't bypass. So all the issues then they now, that entity they go can begin manager. If everything go well, we should select the company by October. If everything go well, then we'll take over by March. The question then remains, well, what do they do for the 1 year? Because from now to March in 9 months. For me, that's 1 year.
Because now that's I really want to ask, as it is now, for so many people, then can say electricity for them now luxury in the Siamas. Because even if you buy the EDSA top up, the money where they take buy the top up, the units where then they give you, the rate at which it melts down, you go no send a luxury for some people, they can't afford that. Yeah. What's going to happen inside this period of time for ensure say the challenges and way people they get currently, then they pull the money, buy the top up, but it melts so fast compared to waiting and they put into RAM. How far amend this?
So since President don't instruct now, say, look, we focus the same way, zero in laser on EDSA, we don't begin, we and the board don't they meet, yeah, and now we spend half a day this week. We spend half a day again on Tuesday. Why? You get the ministry, you get the EDSA board, you get the management. In the past, the board and the management and they run EDSA. Because we're in crisis, because of the urgency they say, we approach it different, at least based on the instruction of President. We, the government now, they work directly with the board and EDSA because we need to move fast. Then problem here, we don't know that. If you lost 60 to 70% of your revenue, think about it. You get business. This business owner they run so Liberty. Una they lost 70% of una revenue. Una not able to survive. Not so. Then you owe everybody. Something is wrong. The president don't dismiss board. He don't dismiss staff. Now they tell me, he said, I no say that no do can they. I need more. I need for let you move fast on the reform. So now we go show now we reform agenda soon. Because now we can set targets then for the board and EDSA. And President talking at the retreat. I want to let people understand. He said, where I don't come meet with una so. If it's not working, I change the team. I change the team. So we don't begin a good conversation for let we and the board and the management of EDSA understand say it's urgent. Customer then want get their service correct. So we get for digitalize more. Number 2, we want to see that revenue. The regulator of the whole energy sector, we get the power. In fact, World Bank don't make we empowered until we say EDSA for they collect $8.5 million every month, even if we allow them for lose 40% of their revenue. If you assume, even with that, they should have about 8.5 million. If they collect 5, you need for show me a plan. We go make sure say within 6-7 months we for collect that 8 million. It can't be say after 1 year, who don't did it, then still they increase number by 100,000. Something is not right. If something is not right, you gotta be radical. You know the manager, you know the tetan.
Say something is not right, yeah. But whenever you talk to EDSA, then go throw the ball back to the public, say people are not paying light bill,
that
people receive flight, which might be true.
That
but
is also true.
From waiting, you don't fail not so far with your team. Is it the consistent and corrupt activities that they happen at EDSA with them having so many accounts, or not just human factors them, they make still debt and light business, people they pay light bill, but EDSA always they talk say they know they make better couple.
All of the above, plus also technical problems. They not get enough resources for rush where bossing get problem, customer service. They were underfunded. Yeah, they not don't invest in the distribution networks. Most of the transformer in Africa are overloaded. Yeah, we are afraid now. Now for lesson, not just begin give up. Because the illegal connections have boku. People know they pay. What are we going to do about that? We own internal EDSA problems. We're going to deal with them squarely until they can privatize. The private sector policy now and get for because they said they can with the young management and the young money. But we also don't set up a court. Chief Justice don't help we. For law now set up a court. That court they go deal with young people there. Where they do illegal connection if they catch them. They also go deal with them one day with the thief lights consistently, but who the thief lights? Not to small people, they're normal. Yeah? Big institutions. Yeah? No, they pay for light. Number 3, we don't begin meet with the police. You see, recently, so I meet with one of the infrastructure person. I don't they talk informally with IG Cell, who they're all ready for help, ONS. We want to do exactly what in Gambia and Liberia do. We then get the same problem here. Then set up a task force. Then they go neighborhood by neighborhood, check meters, replace meters, give deadlines to companies if then they owe. Someday you do some debt forgiveness, but from a date, you pay your exact amount, which means a digitalization key. When the person pay you for the, you supposed to see all in a dashboard. If you go EDSA today, will not get room like this. We get all the dashboard like you see every meter. Now, so you go Abidjan, then place, and you see. We not get. In some cases, you get for no say, some people know want automation or digitalization because it means accountability. Which you not see, which you not get the record of, you not sabi. Then they say ask. So with all them payments here, who side they register? Now 2-3 computer. That is not the way it's done. It has to be a room like this with dashboards and computers. In audio, how much for the TV here now? $1,000. You don't get good 21-inch or 25-inch. You buy those things, HDMI cable and desktops, maybe 10 computers. It's $300. That's why you not get her. There's some basic things that we don't get. So we don't give them some money now. We don't authorize for letting them get some money for investing in their reforms. If we've given that incentive, and that's I want to let the board understand. Because sometimes the people go tell you, say, hey, well, the ministry won't interfere. we're very clear. We will be aggressive and we will be intrusive. Now, if not be normal time, President or the be Minister of Energy, not so. Because it's not normal, we need the board for understand who side the leadership want go. We go with the same speed, same urgency, and the same courage. And we willing, as the leadership, political leadership, for do some of the hard work. But we want to do it in collaboration. So I need for say this because the issue then complex. They're very complex.
Yumkella, you did a problem-solving mission. Long-standing problem them. If people want to be fair with you, this is not a problem the way you meet. And you don't come, now you're not the face of earth and now light out, now you then they drag up and down.
Why lights don't go?
Now you then they drag up and down.
Yeah.
But if you want to solve a problem, why you still they hold on to one of the things them with not the problem? Because what you look at from 2018 to now, the money where government don't spend on car power. A lot of people hold this opinion, say that money they enough for set up infrastructure them where will be lasting solution to the problem, because the car power is supposed to be as a standby. You're not supposed for be say now in the country rely on for low get sufficient energy. 12 midnight on June when they see in the hot, everybody been panic say the country or the city go there in blackout. But you know bad off. Some side been gets load shedding and not be enough, yes. But you and your people and be there out there on the streets for sure say unable for exist without car power. So why going back to the problem?
So again, you need that 1 year transition. During this 1 year and
you're not able to transition without the car power.
You still need them. Take them from me, trust me. Why I've been telling I say blackout no go be that way be last year, no be not so. Because we do a lot of work. The same thing I assure you. Would they add 52 megawatts by Q1, first quarter next year, between now and March? Would they add 52 megawatts, which means we'll get enough equal to waiting car power being the GUI, not so? So very good question. Ask me back June, say so Dr. Yumkella. You still need that? Why this important? Yeah, and that make it public. Yeah? President and we need the nation for Falawi. Say so I'll sacrifice them go day. Would they do work, but we need some initial waiting like you say, no pain, no gain. Follow go. And you don't summarize them well. The public don't show say they're willing for suffer small, for let we pull we self on this emergency situation. By giving 1 year, waiting president they demonstrate that yes, we must lever. And me on headache now, the points by me, can they? By June. Me, I no say, they come back to me. Or you and your team, they can't say, we say, we continue on emergency power. I assure you that whatever happens, by June next year, it will be a different situation. We will be dependent on our own generation and what we buy from cheaper sources.
At what rate will you negotiate, Honorable, for this 1 year?
Oh, nice. I don't tell you. We the same contract extended. So you just add an addendum to RAM. 25 megawatts rainy season. When the standard will be in the gear. 45 instead of 65. That's a major drop already. 45 instead of 65 megawatts.
I'm also not the buy at.
Still the same. That's why you must come more inside for buy cheaper. 22 cents, we sell them to people there 18. In fact, the problem that the Minister of Finance they get with we World Bank, they're not happy. And it is legitimate. We've been subsidizing consumers $30-40 million a year. If we buy cheap one, you don't need for spend that money that way. What you go do? Sometimes you go say, okay, you go put 5 million in escrow for low they buy bigger transformers. Or you spend them on health and education. So we need for come inside, buy cheaper one, build we own cheaper one there. And you don't see what they try for do now with Bumbuna. We don't go fair money. We need the balance now. We don't spend 45 million. Minister of Finance don't go sign them. For let we double the capacity of Bumbuna. Bumbuna na the cheapest. We they try for also do Dodo, na the Eastern Province. We they try for do Big Congo and others. Those are all the long-term plans. That one then go take like 3-4 years. This is why when I go see very soon, I hope say some of una go able to join in New York with President they sign with energy transition plan. Yeah, this na President Bio in legacy for all his successors. We don't build a plan $2.4 billion, 2.4 billion dollars. We get everything we want to do na energy. And with determination of mobilize between 500 to a billion of that money, we begin build for others. We give them bunya for take the country forward.
The CAPA agreement we wanna go back into. If you already do establish,
we extend that.
Extend the contract for 1 year.
Yeah.
But already you don't establish say wanna go buy in a Guinea because it's cheaper. And CAPA still maintain the rates where they be sell this salon. So why pour into CAPA for another 1 year where you get an option of a cheaper rate?
We also get another constraint. One grain transmission line at the whole country, 161. In capacity for bring electricity inside, now 50 megawatts no more. So even with what you they build now, we get for can't get problem, we're not able to send all in. The pipe small, 50 megawatts. World Bank, they help we upgrade until 90. But we need for upgrade until almost 150, 200. Yeah? Freetown demand get for be almost 200 megawatts very soon, in about 3, 4, 5 years. Yeah? So even the transmission limited. Even if we buy plenty, we're not able to send her in. So you need generation with the inside Freetown. Unfortunately, we're not being built. Unfortunately, we'll not repair the machines. So you see why? You still need them for supply inside Freetown because we get a constraint of transmitting power into Freetown. Would they try for build 2 more transmission lines? That one they themselves don't do for a while. Now we they do everything for kickstart them. It could take we 2 years, 2.5 years for building transmission line and they, if all the money can. So it's very difficult. You see how the system then interconnected. If you generate more outside, but you get for Fenway for bring, we call it evacuation. Unfortunately, 25 years we depend on one line.
Honorable, it's quite embarrassing.
Yeah.
Salon light situation. It's not a secret. Sitting in rooms, you see how international donor partner and they put you under pressure. You don't go do a whole PowerPoint presentation to the World Bank in April, but yet still, then they insist on this same car power deal. Say it is a bad deal.
Be rest assured.
Wait till you go tell them, probably in October, when they go for the annual general meeting, say, I've been need for extension.
No. They're fully on board. Trust me.
They are happy with the extension.
Trust me. They're very happy with what we've done. They see that it is pragmatic and the best option. Because remember, I don't discuss with them for long. These are people I've worked with for over 20 years. And I don't cross-check a lot of things. What is our safest and most plausible option? In addition, for Freetown, we just don't launch tender for 4 additional injection points. For sure you say, yes, we determine, say, June next year, we they rely. The tender come out 2 weeks ago, where we don't open up, say, anybody, Salon man, anybody we're able. You can put your own power plants now na Kisi, na Wellington, na Lumley if it's possible. So we get additional injection points of power into Freetown. All that one day for let we do it in President called energy sovereignty. But again, we don't talk a lot about Freetown. We do similar to the other towns. EU don't give we money, where we begin implement now about 60 more communities for get mini grids. You know, come applying, so you know even Sadio. No, this is not Mokonde girl. You see Mokonde, when they can't get 1 megawatt, not so. Then the presidents also take that decision. Frade College self don't can say, well, Jala don't get away. Would they look at all of that? Would they also look at some of the big barracks for able fair money, for let them get their own dedicated, integrated solar systems with battery? If we spend the money.
Do na Makeni Kamakwe during the crisis been there, don't restore back.
Or restore. Again, this is not the good news. Would they think about Freetown? For a long time now, Makeni and Kono, 24 hours. Yes. But yes, doing the rationing, then say them we'll get for take 2 from there, but then still get them 4. But yes, everything is restored back to normal. In fact, Bo, with the new transmission line where African Development Bank and the British then don't fund, we don't done the transmission lines. Hopefully, Echigo commissioner anytime soon. Then they allow more power for coming to Bo and Kenema. So almost $43 million over the last 6 years. In addition, today, at the Rongona Parliament, then for lay one document for me, where would they try for develop a project, almost $100 million with African Development Bank for Connect, Bo to Mile 91. Along the way, 60 communities along the way, all along that line there. Yeah, so there are a lot of things in the long term within the pipeline. Those are the, Nadamika say, this is, you don't go Ghana, not to so. Any talk about electricity, you must talk about Akosombo Dam for Nkrumah. President Bio in Mission 300 Compact is going to be the same. That will be the Akosombo for Salon. It is over $2 billion. Everything where we need for do, it go beginner in your own administration, it hand that over to the rest.
One be my next question, because let's not just stand like we take all this time, discuss, people here is sweet, talk them, and practically when you look at the finances, Sierra Leone cannot afford all the things that we outline this morning, say President Bewan for achieve under in leadership. What's not the roadmap for resources for ensure say we not reach a point we begin get excuses from una back say we been get this plan but to not get money for implement and that make una able do am.
Part of why we they tell me say you get for work na government can they no retire, no go back, go be visiting professor at Columbia University, which I had already, distinguished visiting fellow. He say no can they low work. He say money no dey in the country. When you look salon revenue in the budget, after we don't collect all the money there, now about 15% they left for the whole country, not better, 200, 300 million and nothing. He say, I need you and you network. Help me logo mobilize. And you see what you do. 8 months, we mobilize $850 million in pledges, about 400 they land in the next 6 months to a year. Yeah? It's the same with energy now. We don't develop a plan, and that plan will not just develop. We develop with World Bank, African Development Bank, Rockefeller Foundation, and other institutions. That plan where they can put out, where President Bio they can put out, or they give all the details, and people say, why you want to do that? It is power for you. You need to know what we mobilized, Usai been for go. So every successive government, because this is going to take a decade to finish, yeah? Leone hold every government say we no say una all together documents. Una hammer me where I come back like explain. I go around the country for tell people why. You gotta own it. For hold every successive governments accountable for every single project in that plan that will be funded. And una for force we for tell una every contractor where would they give contracts for implement that program day. Because then you can ask the right questions. Why is it not finished? Why is it delayed? What's going on? So yes, we try for mobilize resources, but it comes back to one thing. If EDSA not able to collect money, we get investor there. We don't tell we plain. We love you. Yes, Mr. President, your country is a great country. We'll come on and they say, Dr. Yumkella, if you are reporting 60% losses of your utility, you can pay me. So I'm not coming. So EDSA reform, if we not do them, and we not do them aggressively, all our plans will crash. Because everybody knows. Private investor comes in, because government no able to generate. We need private sector for coming, local and international. You got to pay them. Because a bank then say if they go lend money. That's why, again, they plead to the board of EDSA, the management. Una get for understand, say una de middle all we plan. Therefore, we have to be aggressive with the reforms, which means government will be intrusive, will be directly.
Now, how they incorporate communities then at the peninsula, like the number 2, Mambo, Toke, we not get power?
A good way you ask, yeah? Because with my predecessors, with the foundation they wait and lay, with the support of World Bank, we get a program when I sleep. That program, they don't extend the line 10 as Sussex. Then they extend and they try for finish all the way to Waterloo. I'll tell you the headache now. We'll get the meter there. I will not connect yet. The moment, about 40,000 meters. The moment we connect the meter, then we estimate say something demand the jump by maybe another 15, 20 megawatts. Okay?
We'll not get it.
We'll not get all yet. You see? This is why I get for buy more. Now the World Bank don't give a deadline. Say Waterloo, the 15,000 meter, I get for connect time before this time. Because we have been supposed for don't do the project delay. Then don't allow now the remaining 25,000 for that we also connect. Yeah. So then the Japanese, we don't meet. The ambassador was here last month, and we send a delegation go Japan soon. Then they can complete Sussex all the way to Tumbo. So Freetown, they can get a continuous ring around them. Now that make we launch the 4 injection points so that you can build power plants any side now, like even at Sussex, if land day, for inject power. Yeah. So all that one day, then a part of that long term. Very soon, and I go see we go around with World Bank for go look then spots then there and how far will they go now into Waterloo.
You don't say beautiful things this morning about your plan, which you want for do by June next year. The issues then go reduce and no one for say then go solve permanently.
Exactly. It will take years to solve.
Why Salone people for trust you?
Salone people for trust me for the following reason. I don't need for do this job. I don't need the job. I don't need it. I don't need the headache. I volunteered for it on behalf of the president to do it. Number 2, I'm staking 40 years of reputation. Reputation in the world when they know me as Mr. Energy. The Chinese then do a documentary on me, Man of Energy. You can go Google and CCTV. I'm risking all my integrity and capital to do this for the sake of the country, a job I don't need. Why are they say so? Salone man go take as arrogance? No. Yeah, in leadership, they can ask you, are you taking the job because you need a job and you need the income? Or are you taking it because you want to innovate and you want to make change? I'm doing this one to say 30, 40 years of dealing with energy and industrialization. I have an opportunity with my networks to implement it in my country, put it on a pathway. I will never finish this, but I'm laying a foundation with President Bio, with the support of the international community, that for a decade, all successive governments can fix this problem.
Like you say,
So we are like Ghana, we are like Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania. We can do the same here. That's my belief. And we have been telling, I said, that big blackout, you know the car. You know, car not so. It was very risky. Waiting people no. After I don't make the announcement, I go now, I say, Lord have mercy. So who's at the beginning?
That's how I can ask you.
So what you should say, leadership, if you can, you believe. The person who believe me was my president. I text her, you know this alone. I say, now here's what I'm going to do, sir, and I need your approval. He sent text back. He said, approved. I say, I'm going to Guinea. We don't have any agreement yet, but I'm going to ask them for 15 minutes. He said, go ahead. He believed in what I was doing. Then we come back. We no blackout. He come back the day before the blackout. Blackout no can be. What you do is someone win in office. He says, so how you doing? What people don't know, on the Wednesday, at the Guinea, we simulate. Because we don't get the plan there. If they reduce by so much, also they add. They reduce by so much. Now I say, you do that, and I say, now so then train me. Wait, man, train me again, engineers. We sit down. I went to the substation, 8 o'clock. I arrived now from Guinea, 6:15. 8:30, I was in the substation with all the ministers, so deputy ministers, and the best experts. I say, fine, when I watch them now. As then they reduce, so they increase. Kenema, how are they? McKinney, turn on the turbines.
Set up a situation that night.
The night before, we've been there on Zoom call. Yeah, me the Guinea. The next day, we put this, and I really give credit to EDSA and EGTC staff, the substation people, because we've been on the build relationship. Where people see where they're going to then substation, we know they just manage behind the desk. We've been on build a rapport with them, then trust we. So then can. To God na then sense. Now then begin showing how then go they reduce. Now I say if they're hot and pan, we suddenly wait to go do them. They don't teach me what they call synchronization. Now I say when I've been saying they're not go synchronize, then say yes, doctor. So we really practice. So what I'm saying is the nation, trust me, I'm doing this, taking this risk of my reputation and everything, because why? To God, I want for Dana a situation where in 2 years and then don't begin. Because we see already in South Africa, World Bank, everybody, they say, Dr. Yumkella, there is a buzz about Sierra Leone energy sector. They like the leadership. They like the vertical integration of the president and yourself. We know you are there.
Taking your reputation for achieve all of this, and now you ask and they give reason why people for trust waiting you they say and waiting you and your team they do for achieve this. Yeah. One thing where people been say when you take up this appointment was how we for trust this man. We been come with promises. It talk about the Alassane and Alusine politicians and we don't used to, and now he is part of the system. Regret then statements and the way you be make them.
Not at all.
Now we don't find yourself in this situation.
At all. Not a single regret. That time where I talk about the ills in the country. Una host me boku. I mean, they make una rating and they go up. It's the same now. Look at the difference. You have an energy minister you've never had before, that never had my background. Never. Go check. None no get me background in the sector. Okay? Number two, I am open. I come to you. This week, na me organizer, not to media say, oh, something don't be. No. I am going to be as transparent as possible because I need you to own the agenda. Okay? Alasan Alusan, yes. No regrets. Criticisms, I love it. Because it was a criticisms about governance. And unless we Saloman address that, they know they work. And I tell you, I have no regret coming back to SLPP. Second, I took this job. And as I say in our interview, if I've been the opposition, I know they do this. I know they fix the sector. Because I see, even with the good ideas, once you're in opposition, you talk through. But left fire, you they criticize. There is a point where you criticize. There's a point where you say, okay, I'm going to fold my sleeves and I'm going to do the work. This is hard work. This is really difficult. This is risky. In some cases, there are people who are very angry with me, but I'm not doing it for them. I'm doing it for the people. This is one thing that I hope in 3-4 years, people begin to give us as an example of a country on a pathway for change. Like when you go there in conference, all say Rwanda. Can you they go there in conference and also one day we're not there on the list. If we're there on the list, except now for health education. Yeah? But as a country in totality, where are they you? And most times we're at the lowest level of the Human Development Index. And people will joke, Dr. Yumkella, you are so brilliant and so on, you're here with us. What are you doing in Korea? Your country, look at its ranking. Why aren't you back? This is one case where I chose. And I agreed with the president. I'll come in, work with you and your team. And I have to emphasize, none of this is done alone. The deputy ministers are there. We're doing this as a team. We collaborate with finance a lot. It is that collaborative work, combining our networks. Now that make we able to do stuff. The money they will mobilize within 8 months where I come in. Not to me one. I'm a minister of finance. Me a minister of agriculture. But what it mean different? We worked as a team. My style has been collaborative, but I'm very aggressive. When it comes to results, they knew me in the UN. And this is the problem I have now. People no one set targets. They no one get KPIs. Thing what I don't use for 30 years, I know they stop. Now so wait man, now so corporates they work. Una CSF, una look on revenues, not so. Almost would they make this month? Almost would they make next quarter? When I don't project for the year, when I don't, you ask why. People don't want you to do these things. I'm used to KPIs. President Bio, we see, I say you've been say 3 months or candy. You've been say 6 months. And then people ask me, why you like for do that? Now so then train me. If you not get targets, you not get deadline. You know they measure progress. Now talk no more.
Let me give you one fun fact where you take over the energy sector. I don't know if you be a that. A lot of people go say, oh, now this they can end kind in political career.
Oh, yes.
This energy ministry, they don't get it. They end in politics. You believe, say, this they end in political career?
I hear that plenty, eh? Family, friends, and enemies. Yeah, they don't like me. But that. When I know they can't finish. 2 years, I not finish yet all. When I've been the UN, I've been taking another career decision. Similar, eh? They say, oh, he's made a wrong choice. He shouldn't have taken that job twice. Those 2 jobs built my career in this system. Yeah. This one, I'm not trying to build a career. I didn't at the point where I no need for work. I'm being very frank. I don't need to work. This one for me is for Sierra Leone. I'm working with President Bio under his leadership with his full support. President Bio give me full support and confidence. You know, yeah? This one year not the end my career. Because why? Perhaps you say fed up with me and say, can they will no one see you again? And they are shown, I say, with this agenda where we don't begin so. I need you to own it. I'll give you information. Yeah? You the people. Because you also represent the people. Because it's an agenda not for me or President Bio. Yeah, it is an agenda the SLPP regime is developing for the country for the next 5-10 years. You own it. And I will tell you exactly what we can do and when we can do it. And the balance we left.
Honorable, you instinct, you inner man,
yes,
convince you they deliver on this before the exit of President Bio.
Will they deliver on certain things? For example, we get targets. That's what Whitman trained me. When me say na CEO, na so they manage me staff, global staff. We know exactly what we able to do. President Bio will get with targets. 200, 220 megawatts before he left, added to the system before he left. But remember, we target now 1,000 megawatts. We left and get the balance. Now that make you for no. See, we know side in Tapo, and we know side the next one for Camo. Then don't spend some money, but the plan, they not change the plan yet. And that's why the other countries in the progress. Then get a plan, everybody can add. If you go Kenya, then they tell you say some of the plan, then go all the way to Moi Kibaki. And then they tell you say it's a Kenyan plan, it's not a Kibaki plan, because he used our resources and the international community to build it. That's what we're doing different here. We're giving you a plan, not a bunch of projects.
This plan, you see this as an advantage for your political ambition of leading Sierra Leone?
All man, they ask me this question about my political ambition. I don't clarify. My ambition now is to deliver reliable power for this country. Put this country on a trajectory where somebody else go can done the job. I give the example. Kennedy said, America will land a man on the moon within a decade. It pass. The Americans then continue that agenda, then do a ma. It not been day. It's the same here. In business now and innovation, we call it the moonshot. What's your moonshot? What's your moonshot for the next 5 years? Even what they do by countries, we asked them for can present 2 years ago at the climate conference. Present to us your moonshot. These are radical, major game-changing initiatives that you put together. Ours is this Mission 300 transition plan. $2.4 billion. Clear plan, raise money, begin to build, and let others finish.
But I still on the ball of becoming a president na Salon.
Mid idea on the ball says Salon must better. That I'll never stop saying that. We all have to work together to make it great. For una pikinde. For we save old party, let we retire well. Yeah? But for this nation for be great. We they go in other country, then we been bad off pathway. We they see how then they improve. As I tell people, I don't go Cambodia. I don't go Vietnam. Yeah, Cambodia and over 1 million people then kill pan then war. It take long. But you go there, you see factory now, then they export to America. And some of those changes happen within a decade. Then lay the foundation. We have a decade that we are starting now under the leadership of President Bio for others to pick up after President Bio leaves.
We get many messages there. We wait for you. We'll go read quickly.
Okay.
But before we come to that, earlier, maybe I'll ask you about you criticizing by then the Alusain and Alassane.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't can't join. I don't know if now the Alassane or the Alusain.
Then say Alassane 9 can come off first.
Okay.
SAPP 9 can first. So I don't join Alassane.
Is it a situation of if you cannot beat them, you join them?
No. It is a situation of sitting with the president for months about what the country needs, where we should go. Hard criticism. Yeah, president tolerates me, then they and now. And he tell people, he said, no candidate. He said, I work with him before in MPRC. He says straightforward. He go tell you what he think in a polite way and he firm. So we discuss what I should do. I tell you, he said it in public. Yeah, we'll go 2023, where they Washington. He said, the man said me say they retire. I said, I know they agree. That's what we make. So I quiz all the sense now you hate first. Yes, I had said I was leaving. Politics, focus on global advocacy. I already had distinguished visiting fellow at prestigious Columbia University and others, tailored for me. Others were also in the pipeline. I gave up all of that and my consulting. He said, do ya kande. He said, look the real problem at the country. I don't tell you. He said, you know, you've been the parliament. You don't do global governance. You do advise governments. He said, now we reality this. You network where you gain your knowledge is unique for the country. Join me. Here's where we will go. I say, fine.
So no, all they go? Where President Bio they go?
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Or you they stay behind for continue?
We will see. We will see.
So quickly before we come
We'll
to the
cross that
message
bridge when we get there. Right now, that build help for lay the foundation for energy systems first.
Foundation will be a breath of fresh air for some people where they be hearing about the MCC funding regarding reforms in the energy sector. But since you begin this discussion this morning, we're not hearing nothing about the MCC funding. What's happening with that project?
Deliberately, all my interviews, all my doc, you know this about MCC. For 12 years, all we spoke about was MCC. One of the things that we are not lacking in our country, when we are up on one thing, we know they do we don't work anymore. We they have open up on this thing. If you go back to an interview where Pierre Lumumba refer to one interview I do in Ghana, you know, years ago in my real radical young days, where I just came back in a salon, 2020. Yeah? Pierre Lumumba referred to, I said, there is a problem in Africa. We have this receivership mentality. Once they don't tell we say something, they can't sit down, now they hope. The homework we for do now, we left her. So now I don't talk much about MCC, because all man believes until now and they can not able to do nothing. I disagree, and that's what I'm proving now.
But is it happening?
MCC could come, but if he not come, there's an alternative. We've developed another plan. We're seeking monies from elsewhere. Yeah? When we do the first pledging conference, we'll not go do one at Washington. Now Vienna will go do one, not so. In other words, I'm saying to Sierra Leoneans, there are alternatives. In this new global space, look widely. And that's I see also foreign minister they try to do now, opening additional doors. MCC, we still the lobby. And what we've done, we don't take some of them projects, we don't put under the new mission for go for new money. But we need them, eh? I know they say we don't need them. But I know I have up too much pan something where I not get much decision over. Because why? It is purely a political decision, eventually by the United States. What they do, we're lobbying heavily. Yeah, we're showing them alternatives of how the money can still come to Sierra Leone. They build the Southern Corridor transmission line, the dispatch center. But I know one low sit down back. Lord, they pray God, logo pull more Sarale MCC car. Not to that kind way they are see man they work. Not to that way they are see corporates they work or the organization where maybe in the lead. No. You build your own. You build new partnerships. And to God, we don't prove them. And once we done Mission 300, you will see that we've proven that you can build other alternatives. But yes, we do need MCC.
The Bumbuna Phase 2, you get any plans for
Bumbuna Phase 2, clear with the public. We young government not the do one. Bumbuna Phase 2, the latest estimate in Wairi, now about 1.1 billion. 1.1 billion for 120, 140 megawatts. The economics is wrong. We get studies. Yeah, I don't check with financial institutions. Now I say, how come you've not agreed to support this project? World Bank, African Development Bank, Development Finance Corporation, United States, several of them. They say the economics is totally wrong. You don't build a hydro project for that amount of money, and then you want to sell the power 13 cents already. Hydro projects are single digits, so the economics totally wrong. Nobody no agree financer. Nobody. In the same period, DFC they put $420 million in a plant Naya. Then go Guinea, then get Sao Piti, then get Caleta. Where the amount of power we then get for generate past Bumbuna 2. But Bumbuna 2 now almost twice the cost of that one day there. And the area people then I say no problem. If that's good, let them do like waiting the gas power plants do, then fend them money. If you never fend the money 15 years, 16 years, 30, they're not to government they finance. These 9 people then get to understand. This was a private project backed by government that the promoter should find the money and do what you call risk mitigation. They never do it. Now illusion, the economics wrong. The banks they all don't tell them say this project is wrong. When me being calm, I call ADB. Yeah, I was appointed September 1. I begin 2023. First trip, me in Kenya. I meet with ADB president and in team. I say, can you help me restructure that? They say, Dr. Yumkella, we're willing to look at this Bumbuna too. We've already told you in the past when you were in the UN that it's not a good project. But if the promoters are willing, we're willing to look at it, restructure, bring in other financing, and we move forward. I can't check with the people and say no. People, they stick, okay, we're spending money. So God, if Bumbuna 2 promoters go spend 1.2 billion, they say then they can build reservoir. Yeah, we go give away that amount, let them do it. Do it like what you company they do. All the other projects the way they can, not to government they finance. Now then they go spend their money. Big Congo, whoa, they can try for do 140 megawatts. The private entity, then they do the feasibility study. Now then they go spend their money. And I don't tell you, say one of the benchmarks. You cannot do that, then you tell you, say, hydro project, you're going to sell at 13 cents. Not to so. Not to say the work. So, not to fit.
But expanding Bumbuna 1, enough for don't start Bumbuna 2.
No, you need big money, you need to do half. Bumbuna too, according to their own estimates, sometimes for starter, we need $500 million. Ofena, this one is easy for me. And not to me no more say, I can't meet MCC. MCC, then the analyzer. They said this is a quick win. At that time, it was supposed to be $45 million. We knew that already 5 years ago. And when I came in, that's what I did. Because I know say energy project, it's long for design. I said, what are the low-hanging fruits? Let's find them, including Bumbuna too. I said, don't advance, 15 years. I checked. They said, Dr. Yumkella, nobody is going to touch it. They've come around all of us. None of us were willing to finance. I said, so what do we do to repackage? They said, talk to them. If they're willing and they're transparent, we'll take it. Bumbuna one is simple. 2 turbines. The Chinese, they within the Bilam, the Italians, sorry. Then do 4 locations. Then use 2, then left the other 2 become moninodo. So what they do? They put the other 2 turbines. Simple, quick, 18 months, 2 years max. We're taking the low-hanging fruit. We double the capacity of the dam. If Bumbuna 2 is that good, go find your money. Simple. And you pay. That's what they're doing with Nant. Nant, the DFC finance and fully. People, in fact, they use that as a flagship for 10 people and say, our country is ready for you to generate. Come in there.
If always you don't talk this morning, I think where salon people for go by and are able to achieve, is it possible under President Bio tenure for let people get 24 hours light?
For some areas, yes.
Which areas?
For some areas. I'd already tell you, say, Kono, McKinney, very likely Bo, Kenema, because again, then go tap from CLSG. World Bank just don't approve money last week for connect Kabbalah Sef to CLSG, Puja onto CLSG. So then Sef is very likely say then light go stable over time. Freetown, for the areas connected, it is very likely. Because as I said, we will triple the supply into Freetown 2026, 2027. But remember, the demand in Freetown is rising fast. So some areas will still struggle. But again, it's a pathway. You get for continue for bill. People get for understand that. Now that I hope say if anything with it, they say them for understand today. One regime no they do them. No every country. One regime no do now. Wait till we able do we go show now. Now the other one they now for add. Now so be now all countries. 20, 30 years you they add because waiting do population they grow, business they expand. Let them not take and say Salomon. Oh then they do all the problem now in not to show the work. Repairs and maintenance get for continue. So over time and as population they extend. And one of the things we get for no, we can say that energy supply creates its own demand. Once you get light, you dey begin member fridge. You dey member TV. If you get fridge, you want freezer. So demand they go up. That's why you have to build continuously. That's why you have to have continuous improvements in systems. So people get forget that and that make you need a good functioning ETSA. Collect money, pay them bills, then keep some for maintenance. And keep some for projects. See, Sussex they grow, the population get for double in 3-4 years. So law begin plan, they need bigger transformer. That's how ETSA has not been run as a business. It's still run as a civil service department. No, it is a business. You're running an enterprise. You run it as a business. Increase your revenue, control your costs, reserve money for investing again in capital investments.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
As always, my pleasure.
Right, folks, don't forget to
Subscribe to this channel now.